My visit to Lichfield was graciously hosted by Peter Parish, Chad Network Director, and I'm going to show you some of what I saw while touring around the site. It's a beautiful day outside, so they have the doors open and people are coming in to just see the beauty of this space. When I'm standing roughly in the middle, and I want to show you, so behind me is the rood screen, and behind that you can see where the choir sits, and then behind that you see the high altar. But that's not really what they use for Sunday worship. They actually use an altar that's been moved out into the nave, and you can see there's a raised platform with an altar on it there. Brings the action much closer to where all the people are. And then something they're particularly proud of is an icon that is made with a modified St. Chad cross. You can see that right up there. That's a large picture of Christ, Pantocrator, post-resurrection. And you can see it's kind of an elongated St. Chad cross. And then I'm going to show you the other side. It's of the crucifixion, which makes a really nice mix to have that post-resurrection, and here's pre-resurrection on the front of the cross. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Similar to the Book of Kells, here is the Gospel of St. Chad. I'm trying to be quiet because there are people still enjoying this space, but I'm here in the cathedral. Let me spin around so you can see about where I am in the building. Behind me over here is the choir area, and then over here is the high altar. All right, and then they have an area behind the high altar called the Lady Chapel, and they're actually going to be installing a shrine to St. Chad in November here in this back area. So there is a Catholic church in Birmingham that has some of St. Chad's remains, the relics, his bones, and they're going to be returning one of the bones. They used to all be here, I guess, but they're going to be returning one of his bones to a shrine that they're constructing that's going to go in this space right back here. And so right now they've got all these signs up kind of displaying what it's going to look like. And I'm hoping we'll be able to actually watch the unveiling of this in November when it happens. But let me show you one of the pictures that shows what it's going to look like. So it's going to feature an altar, and the bone will be inside the altar, and above the altar will be what they're calling a corona. But you see this ring of candles, and here's an image of what the altar is going to look like. I realize this is hard to see because this is a screen, but it's going to be in this space back here, and they're very excited about it. There's a long history of pilgrims coming to this place for spiritual retreat and seeking healing, and the hope is with this new shrine there will be some renewed excitement about what we can learn about Jesus from St. Chad. And there's the sculpture of St. Chad.
Yeah, straight down below us, and he is now greeting. This is the route that pilgrims will have taken into the city, and he's now the modern statue, which was made last year by Peter Walker, is now greeting visitors and modern pilgrims to the city and the cathedral.
I'm here by what I would call a pond, but what over here is called a pool, to show you something about here in the city of Litchfield. So Birmingham, big bustling, thriving city, skyscrapers, all that. Litchfield, much more of a kind of a rural feeling town, what maybe in the US we'd call a suburb feeling place, but it's actually not. It's quite old and it has its own history. If you look at those trees back here, you can see some spires. Those are from the cathedral, the Litchfield Cathedral, which is named for St. Chad. I'm going to spin around and show you. Over here is St. Margaret's Parish. It's just another parish here in town. Over here we have, let's see, here is St. Michael's Parish, so another parish here in town. But then over here we've got St. Chad's Parish. So this is actually believed to be the site that St. Chad, when he was appointed a bishop here in Lichfield, came and set up his own abbey with his own monks, and this is where they would have lived and worshipped. In a moment I'm going to show you the well, which dates back to obviously his time here. It's where St. Chad was said to have gone to pray for a little quiet alone time, and I just wanted you to get a sense of how close these two places are, the cathedral and the actual parish named for him. I wanted to show you this view first. You can see the cathedral right over here and a pond, and then the parish building is back here. And what I'm going to do is walk back here behind the church and show you the famous well that is associated with St. Chad, where he would go to pray. On my way there, as I'm waiting for this car, a little about this parish. So we know that St. Chad, one of his charisms or attributes that he's known for is his simplicity and humility. And if you think about it, part of being humble is being very open to others, very welcoming. And this parish, I've spoken with their rector, is a man named Father Rob Clark. He tells me that they have had a number of ecumenical type services and events here at the parish, which he sees as very much in keeping with the spirit of St. Chad. They've hosted most recently a group of Buddhist monks who came to do some chanting and prayer around the well. They've had some people from a local mosque, and even with the current bishop here in this diocese of Lichfield, Michael, for his institution, he was going to have the grand service of his seating on, of his bishop's rick, if you will, at the cathedral on a Sunday. Well, the Saturday before, he had a smaller interfaith service here at the Parish Church of St. Chad, and they welcomed clergy from various traditions to come be part of that. So right here is the well. Now, this well has been, like I'm learning, all the buildings here that have been here for ages have been built and rebuilt and rebuilt. And so this isn't the actual well as it would have looked in St. Chad's time, but this is kind of a modern construction take on the well of St. Chad. It's still a holy place of prayer. After seeing all this, I left convinced that the world needs more people like St. Chad, whose humility and commitment to simplicity are guiding principles. Especially during divisive times, we need people like him who bring unity and pull people together. Many thanks to everybody who showed me around and extended their hospitality while I was touring Litchfield.